Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video it is Sunday, so it is Pits and Peaks day. So if you are not familiar with this style of video on my channel, I talk about things that didn't go so well for the week being my pits for the week, and then things that went better this week being my peaks for the week. I have my list of everything from this week, so I'm going to be talking through the pits and peaks for this week. I will start with the pits first so we can end on a high with the peaks, so we'll get into pits. So my first pit for this week is that I've had a bit of the post-race blues. Basically it's where you just feel a bit down and a bit naff after your race, and yeah, I've just not had the motivation to sort of run or anything this week. I have done one run which I will talk about later, but it would have been nice to sort of fit in two. But yeah, I'm just taking it how it comes, and I had a good race last week, so I sort of expected that I might have had a bit of a blip this week, but I'm glad I've at least run once, so that is pit number one. Number two is that I've dropped my step streak again. I'm finding it hard to sort of get back into the step streak because I've been doing it for so long, and then I'd gone from doing 10k steps to hardly doing anything for like at least January and February, and to try and pick it up again has been difficult. I obviously realise it's quite difficult to get in those 10k steps, it's quite time consuming. I've had a lot going on with work, and obviously with Philip commuting and things like that, and having to take him, which has, because I've dropped that sort of commute for Philip now, because obviously he's able to drive himself, I did want to sort of pick up the 10k steps streak again, but it's just not been as easy to transition back into as I thought. So I was doing well for quite a while, and then I just one day just completely forgot to do 10k steps, and I think I did like 3k, and I've been averaging about 3k for the last week or so, until yesterday. So I've done my 10k steps today, so I'm 2 days on my step streak, so I am hoping to continue that. And I don't want to sort of use the excuse of not being able to get out for a walk, because obviously it is now lighter in the evenings and in the mornings as well, so I've got no sort of excuse for not getting out either in the morning or the evening. And I have a treadmill now as well, so I can take a sort of 10-minute break from work and just hop on the treadmill for a bit, just do some walking even if I can't get outside. So I literally have no excuse for not doing the 10k steps, and I know that it will help with like weight loss and things like that, just to be able to move my body a bit more. So I do want to try and be a bit more consistent with that. But yeah, so far I am back on day 2 of my streak, so yeah. The next one, I was in two minds whether we were going to mention this or whether we were going to mention it later, but I guess I'll just mention it now. I haven't had a full week on track, but I have done much better this week than I did last week. So I have had the last 2 days off track, which is not ideal. I normally hope for just one day off track, and that's usually like either Saturday or Sunday. We pick whatever day is best for us based on when Philip works, because sometimes he works on a Sunday. So that time we usually go on a Saturday to go walking into town, and we grab some cake. So yeah, I have had 2 days off track this week, which I'd hoped for just one, but it's not that much of a big deal. But yeah, it's still a pit. The next one is that I'm still struggling to find the balance with gym and run. I have done one gym session this week and one run, so I guess that is the balance there, but I had hoped for more of both. It's just because with sort of everything going on, and I'm back in work an extra day a week, so having that change in schedule, I know from past experiences that any sort of change in my schedule, like when I was commuting Philip and things like that, when there's a change in my routine and my schedule, it takes me a while to sort of figure things out. So now that I'm going in an extra day a week to work, I sort of need to work around that in regards to when I'm going to fit in my runs when I'm commuting, sort of thing. So yeah, it's just going to take me a while to sort of figure that out, but I'm sure I will get there, and I'll figure out what days are best to run and gym. So yeah, that's that. And then the last pit that I've got is that I've had my first response from the charity applications that I put in for the London Marathon, basically saying that they are full on their places. There was an email that went out from London Marathon as part of the Real Buzz newsletters, which mentioned a website called Crunch, which basically matches runners with charities that have spots available. So I'd applied for a mental health charity through there, and yeah, they basically said that all their spots were full, which is a bit disappointing. So I'm now having to rely on the other two charities to see whether they've got a space, but I'm pretty sure they already are on the waiting list. Like I said in my last, I think it was my last video, I mentioned that I'd obviously applied for charity spaces, but the charity spaces would have opened up when the ballot opened up, because they would have already known when their charity spots were going to happen or how many they were going to have, so they would have already been taking applications at that point, so that when the ballot results came out they could then announce who would be on their charity team. So I am very late to the game. I've got very little hope that these other two charities are going to have spots, but all I can do is keep my fingers crossed. If not, it's not meant to be, and I will just apply for those charity spots earlier on this year. So when London Marathon happens in October, I would guess that the ballot will then open after London Marathon is done, and charity places should have applications open at that point. So I'll just get it early for next year, and hope that I get a spot then, or that I get a ballot place. But I will still keep you updated if anything happens, or if any other charities sort of come up or anything like that. But yeah, that's a bit of a downer for this week. On to my peaks. So I mentioned in my last video that I had a bit of a down point with regards to like body image and things like that when I had my race photos come in, and I think that really gave me a spurt, a burst of motivation this week, with regards to just getting everything moving and having my ducks in a row sort of thing. And I've really been on it with my nutrition this week. I've been under my calories for the 5 days of the working week, so Monday to Friday, and then I've obviously had the 2 off days that I mentioned earlier, so that is far better than any of the other weeks that I've had so far. I will leave a little 7-day view so you can see it here. If I look at my exercise, if I include my exercise calories for this week, obviously I've done 10k steps the last 2 days, so that sort of outweighs the over calories that I've had, because obviously I ran yesterday, so that will sort of outweigh the over calories that I've had, and then today I've done 10k steps, so that will obviously count towards, yeah, sort of balancing it out a bit. So the only other cross that I can see with my exercise calories included is Friday, and it's only 12. I don't think that's got any walking that I did that day, so it might be that is sort of is balanced out by the walking. But yeah, I'm not too fussed about how this week has went. It's gone a lot better, like I said, than last week or any of the weeks before. So hopefully I will be able to continue that this week. Hopefully I'll only be able to have 1 off day this week, either Saturday or Sunday, not both. And yeah, hopefully find some balance. So my next peak, let me just bring my notes up again. I did 1 gym workout this week, so I am happy about that. I didn't want to sort of delay it any longer with sort of getting back in the gym. I have decided for the time being to keep with Tone and Sculpt because I haven't found any other apps, and it's what I've been using for a long time. So I think if I just pick a guide and stick with it, then hopefully it'll work itself out. But I did a upper body session on Monday, and that went really well actually. Obviously because I've not worked out in the gym for a while, weights were quite heavy compared to what I was doing previously, but you have to start somewhere again, so that's fine. I'm just sort of tracking my weights in the app, and hopefully that will improve over time. But yeah, it was a really good workout. I did feel particularly sore the following days in my chest and my arms, but that was to be expected even with the sort of chlorans that I take, so I wasn't too fussed about that. It would have been nice to sort of get in a lower body workout, but hopefully I can get in 2 workouts this week and sort of go from there. And then the last peak that I've got for this week is that I returned to parkrun. When I last looked at the sort of time that I did parkrun last, it was 2 years ago. So 2 years ago in February was my last parkrun. That was probably like a month before COVID happened, so obviously parkrun wasn't on for like at least a year, and then since then I've been delaying it because I've been in my own head with running and how slow I've been and things like that. But return to parkrun was like I'd never left, and the sort of community atmosphere and having people cheer you on and things like that, like the volunteers and things, just sort of reiterated why I enjoy parkrun so much. So I'm definitely going to be going every single week from now on, so you will see some like run vlogs from parkrun, and I will be keeping tabs of my sort of finishing time for those and trying to improve every week, even if it's just a few seconds. I'm not expecting to take minutes off my time every week, but I am hoping for some improvement every week, even if it's just a couple of seconds on my last time. So yeah, I am looking forward to working on my parkrun time. Obviously I do want to continue doing my long runs. I've not done one this week, but that will continue as of next week. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say, so I'm going to end the video here. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can always click the notification bell down below and you'll be notified of when my videos go live. Leave me a comment down below and let me know a pit or a peak or both that you've had for this week, because I think it's interesting to hear other people's perspective on it. But yeah, that is it for the video, so I hope you are all staying safe and well. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.